Hi, I'm John.
I'm Jess.
And this is the Tempe Podcast.
Welcome.
We are so excited to have Council Member Jennifer Adams with us today.
Thank you very much. I'm super excited.
That is correct.
So I guess you could say on this episode of the Tempe Podcast, we're talking about tourism. Michael Martin, the CEO of Tempe Tourism. How are you this afternoon?
Great. Thank you for having me today. This is awesome.
Absolutely. Visitors and, you know what, tourism for locals as well. I think that's really important to have the opportunity to explore the city you live in with a new lens. So why is tourism so important in Tempe?
Michael, I'll let you kick that off.
Sure. Well, there is a couple of reasons that you need to think about, as I would like the residents to think about. First is an economic imperative for tourism because it supports everything that we do within the city. So we have visitors come in, they spend money, which translates to sales tax and bed tax, and and those funds then go back to the general fund to help fund police, fire, and so forth. The other part, I believe personally, that tourism is a tool to bring everybody closer. So I really do believe that if people spend more time outside of their comfort zone, seeing other places, visiting other places, talking to people, eating other foods, whatever it might be, it closes the gap in terms of how we all become a better society. So I personally love tourism from that perspective.
I love that. And not to be salacious, what is a bed tax?
Sure.
It sounds probably smuttier than it is.
It's pretty boring, actually. So whenever you check out of a hotel in Tempe, you get your bill, and it shows the different types of taxes that you pay, which includes a county tax, a city sales tax, but there's a City of Tempe bed tax, and it's a 5% tax that's paid per night on a hotel bill. And if you don't stay in a hotel, you don't pay it. So it's visitors only. But if you're a resident and you happen to stay a weekend in Tempe for a staycation, you're going to end up paying that 5% bed tax. But remember that it goes wholly back to the City of Tempe General Fund.
So you're telling me it's so glorious to spend the night here.
Yes.
People pay for it. I love that.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh,
And what beautiful hotels we have here in the city of Tempe.
Indeed.
We do.
And Michael, why don't you tell them what the total profit is per year from Tempe Tourism?
Sure. So we do a study every year with a company called Tourism Economics, and they tell us how much of an impact tourism has on our community. And so we did the most recent impact for 2024. We had get my notes out here. We had over 4.5 million visitors come to Tempe in 2024.
Wow.
And it equals to $1.1 billion in spending.
And that's with a B.
That's with a B, not an M, but a B. And it helps support over 8,000 jobs in Tempe, which is fantastic. And then it's about $120 million in state and local taxes combined. So that includes anything from the bed taxes, sales taxes, to personal property taxes, those types of things. So it has a big impact on the community, and it may not seem like it because you're walking down the street and everybody just looks like each other, but that person could be from Michigan, or they could be from Canada, they could be from anywhere. So.
Right.
Well, we're heading into a very important tourism season where you can identify some of these people from perhaps rival colleges coming to town.
Yes, ASU and Sun Devil football will be kicking off soon. We have all these wonderful home games, but we also have parents moving in their kids next week. I was just at Tempe Marketplace this morning. They were talking about the impact that the students have at Marketplace, at Target and Sam's Club. We have obviously an IKEA here in Tempe, Arizona Mills. So all of these facilities that we have, we keep that money as much as possible in Tempe because we want it to be reinvested in our community.
Right. And ease of use, right? For our visitors and for our folks coming in for the first time, like everything is right where I need it to be. Hooray.
Exactly.
So I have a question for you, Councilmember Adams. What would your ideal day look like if you were a tourist? I know in your current position, you have a lot of things you have to do, so maybe your ideal day is not what you can live. But imagining you're a tourist, no responsibilities, what do you do?
Oh, I love that question. That's a good dream come true. Well, I would probably get up and have some coffee and good breakfast somewhere downtown Tempe, and then go to Rolling Hills and play golf and enjoy all the animals out there and all the great energy that's out there, and do Rolling Hills, and then I'd probably go to lunch at Cafe Boa. It's one of my
Nice.
favorite places.
Delicioso.
It is.
Iconic.
It is. And it's been here for a long time. I've been going to Cafe Boa since it was opened way back. I think it's been 25 years, I think. And then I would hike a mountain if it wasn't hot.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming this is November.
This ideal
no,
day,
yeah,
yes,
November.
is somewhere in a different season.
Exactly. And then I would take a swim in the pool after my hike at one of the nice hotels that we have here, and then watch the sunset.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Honestly,
Beautiful.
what's dinner though? Like, are you going out for dinner afterward? Is there a?
Yes. I think I would go out to dinner because
Excellent.
I don't like to miss meals.
Yeah.
So I probably go to Filthy Animals. It's brand new. It's on the corner where P.F. Chang's used to be, and the food is delicious, and the drinks are great, and it's a really great atmosphere. So that's what I would do.
I love
and
it.
then I'd go to the Omni for an after dinner drink
Oh,
on the roof.
Wow, there you go. Now you're
dang.
talking.
Yes.
That sounds good. So, Michael,
Same question.
Yes, same question. So I would probably start the day off by having a great breakfast somewhere in downtown, and then go to the lake and either walk around the lake or kayak. Actually, that's the only exercise I admit to that I can do is kayaking because you're sitting. That's easy, and it's actually really pleasant to go on the lake. If you've never done it before, I highly encourage it. And then afterwards, take in maybe a museum, like there's a Historical Society Museum at Papago Park or the AUC Art Museum, which is fantastic.
it's so good.
It's
It's one of
beautiful.
my favorites here.
It is, and it's free, so it's another nice addition. And then probably head over to a place like Tempe Marketplace, do a little bit of shopping, maybe catch a movie, have lunch. Probably, there's a lot of great places to have lunch, but I personally like to go to places like Yufa's, which is in the southern part of Tempe, with one of my favorite restaurants. Or maybe go to the Daba on Apache, which is one of my absolute favorite restaurants. And then in the afternoon, just relax by the pool, get some time just relaxing. And then at night, maybe go see a show at Gamage or at Arizona Theater Company at TCA, and then have a nice dinner afterwards at a place like Cocina Chihuahua, which is also on Apache at Cul-de-sac, which is one of my favorite restaurants. If you've never been there, highly recommend it.
Wow, what a day.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
indulgent days.
We're busy.
Yeah.
And hopefully the folks listening are thinking, well, maybe I can make my own Tempe tourist day.
I absolutely would. I mean, I'd put the library in there, obviously. but
Obviously.
why wouldn't you? Because the history museum's there, Edna Arts. Someday I'll take a ceramics class there. I
Thank
love
you.
spring training. I love the opportunity to go to those games as part of the community services department. And I believe you're a fan as well. Is that correct, Councilmember?
I am. I try to go to all of them if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Same.
It's great to see.
I've seen you out there.
Yes, I
It's
think so.
a great time.
It is fun. Yeah, it's a great, really a good time. And it's a cool stadium, and we've done a lot of remodeling with it,
And more to come.
And more to come. So yeah, it's a wonderful place to go out and just hang out and relax and watch the ball game.
Agreed. So, Councilmember Adams, you were a city employee before you started your councilmember political journey. Can you describe how that happened?
Sure. So I grew up in Nebraska, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Nebraska, and then I needed to get my master's because it was in social work. So I came down to ASU, go Devils, and came down and my internship was at City of Tempe in social services. It was social services at the time.
Right.
So I did that, and then I got hired full time. And did marriage and family counseling, some probation, some diversion for 14 years there. And the city manager asked me 3 times to move to public works because they were having some troubles. And so I was like, okay. On 3rd time, I was like, well, all right, I'll do it. What the heck? And so I did. I went into public works and worked my way up and was facilities manager and then deputy public works director also. So I retired from the city after having 30 years in the system. And the next day, I decided to run for council because I'm crazy. But it was.
You didn't wait too long.
No.
Service just called you back.
It did call me back, and yeah, and I won my first election and have been going strong ever since. I love helping people as a social worker. So when people call, it's just a different type of helping than helping individuals.
Right.
But well, a lot of times it is actually individuals, but like potholes and water not working and safety in the parks. All those things are right up in my alley, and so I love helping people. And I have a lot of friends at the city of Tempe after 37 years.
Right.
So it's like a family to me.
That's wonderful.
What was something important you learned as a family and marriage counselor? That sounds like a very interesting job.
Yes, I only had one divorce actually.
Wow.
Yes, I
That's
was
a good rate.
I really enjoyed I love matchmaking, and so it kind of went with my personality. And I learned a lot, like just how people communicate or miscommunicate, and people always forget like what they first fell in love with. And so it was really important to bring couples back to what did you first love about this person? And most of the time they're like, oh, well, I love this and that. And none of it were they were doing at the time.
Of course.
Right. So bringing them back to what first made them fall in love. And just it was really rewarding and fulfilling for me.
I love that. Thank you for giving us that insight.
Sure. Yes.
So what made you first fall in love with Tempe?
Oh, well, I'm a golfer, and so golf is very, very big in Tempe in the Valley, and I love ASU. I got my master's there, and just love the vibe in Tempe. It's an incredible vibe. It's much different than other cities, and I just like that. I thrive on the energy that ASU and the community comes together, and it just is. It's just where it really feels like home to me.
There's a definite connectedness. So for both of you, what are your go-to spots where I have seen the mayor at Snooze more times than I can count? So what are your go-to spots versus like your special treat spots that you only go occasionally?
I can go first. My go-to spots is going to sound funny. My first one is IKEA because I love the meatballs.
Of course.
And my husband and I walk through IKEA. We really need to buy anything, but we'll find something to buy. I'm like, it's a great place just to walk around. And then I also love going to Wildflower Bread Company on the corner of Guadalupe and McClintock, which is a great place, and it's right next to Change Hand Bookstore. So there's that connection there.
Yeah, books.
Yeah, it's one of our standards that we always go to. And then I mentioned earlier, but we go to Yufa's because it's near us and we love it. And Fed a Cowboy and Freely, which is right at the corner. When I moved to McClintock and Warner about 6 years ago, and there were some restaurants, but these have been added since then, and those are our go-to places for sure. Freely and Fed a Cowboy.
Fed a Cowboy is amazing. My wife and I went there not too long ago, and I was blown away.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
I've still got to get there, and I have heard nothing but good things.
Yes, you got
That's
to
great.
check it out.
I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll have to do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And probably the special occasion place I mentioned earlier, places like Cocina Chihuahuas on Apache, which I absolutely love. 333, which is on the north side of the lake at the Watermark. Very nice, beautiful, beautiful restaurant. And then probably, you mentioned earlier, Cafe Boa. I remember when Cafe Boa was probably as big as these three tables put together at the corner of 7th and Mill in the old building where it existed before. And I've been a fan ever since that time. So that was probably 30 years ago. So Cafe Boa is one of my favorite go-tos.
I love that. This is a strong recommendation for Cafe Boa in this particular podcast.
Yes.
So Councilmember Adams, what about you? Go-to versus special treat?
Special treat would be Cafe Boa or Filthy Animal, I would say, for special treats. And for a go-to place, I like the neighborhood restaurant called Bogies. It's by Ken McDonald Golf Course. And
I see the lines here. Okay.
So you can play golf at Ken McDonald and just drive down the street and go to Bogies. And they have great sliders. So that's one of my favorite things. And the tater tots, too, are delicious.
Love a good tot.
Excellent. And so something I'd like to talk about that's unique about this podcast, as I'd mentioned to Michael before, Tempe Tourism was one of the first places I looked when considering taking a job with the city of Tempe to ensure that my wife, who is a UK immigrant, and I would have a safe place to live if we moved from California. And there were so many resources on your site that I thought, okay, I can definitely do this, because convincing somebody from the UK to move to Arizona is not an easy task.
You don't hear about it every day.
No, though you'd be surprised how many I've found. But as you are both members of the LGBTQ community, can you talk a little bit about how that's informed your experience here in Tempe?
So as an employee, I worked hard probably in the early 90s to get domestic partner benefits passed for city employees. And I really had to push some folks around to get it done. But
you did.
I did. And we got it done. And that was, I just knew that Tempe was on the cutting edge of everything. So we were way ahead of everyone else. And so that just knowing that was possible, and then our city passed the ordinances and for protection, and that's just the direction that Tempe has always been a leader. I mean, Tempe's a leader in a lot of different areas, but it's definitely a leader in the LGBTQ community.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And for me, I would say that, what's interesting about the Metro Phoenix area is you have 23, 24 cities, but people don't realize how individual we are, how different we are. And in tourism, you always have to find ways that you differentiate yourself. And I think that Tempe being more of what I call a progressive city is demonstrated through what happens at council level or city level. And so when we started marketing in the space, in LGBTQ plus space, 20 years ago, we were probably the first in the state to do it, and we had a lot of things that we could celebrate and offer and say, we had the first gay mayor, for example. We had protections built into the city, and it was also a freeing way for us to say we are different because we are accepting, and it can be seen as a trailblazing way because other cities eventually follow to some degree. But my husband and I live in Tempe, and I've been in Tempe now I was born and raised in the East Valley, grew up in Gilbert, and then moved to Tempe 30 years ago.
You didn't come very far, Michael.
I didn't come very far, no, but it's a long way.
Yeah,
I will tell you.
There you go.
It's a long way from 30 years ago. But we love living in Tempe because we feel very comfortable, very safe, and we identify with the city in such a way that it matches our values. And so I can't imagine living in another city in Arizona because of that.
Yeah.
I agree. It does feel really safe in Tempe.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference from other places.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much. That was extraordinarily inspiring. I appreciate you both opening up for us that way.
Sure.
We're going to do one last game here. This is called Tempe Plinko, the podcast version. Council member, you will take this Plinko chip.
Okay.
And you will put it down into this Plinko board and take out the question that comes up.
Okay, here we go. Oh, this is fun.
It is fun.
Tell us your secret skill.
Ooh.
This is a loaded one.
Get ready, Michael.
Wow. Okay, my secret skill. Let's see. I was a competitive swimmer when I was younger, and I grew up really being competitive in a lot of different sports, swimming, and also was a barrel racer. In Nebraska.
A
barrel racer.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
On
like
horses.
from rodeo. It's on horses.
Oh, okay.
You go around the barrels and a clover leaf. So I guess my secret skill would be that I was a really good barrel racer.
Awesome.
I used to have a bumper sticker, which is pretty confusing now, that said a barrel racer cowboy chaser. But I was young and naive at the time.
A little edit on that one
Sure,
going
sure.
forward. All right, Michael. Secret skill.
So we answered the same question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My secret skill, I guess my secret skill is that I am I don't know if it's a secret or not, but I am big on the 80s, anything 80s music or trivia or whatever.
Excellent.
And I know, this sounds really sad, but I know nothing beyond early maybe 92. But when I'm with my staff who are a lot younger than me, and they talk about different things, they use different ways of saying things. I'm like, what are you talking? I don't understand your language. Talk to me like it was in the 80s. So that's my secret skill is I am a 80s nerd because that's the era I grew up with. So yeah.
That is totally
it.
tubular of you,
Totally,
Michael.
totally, man.
Radical.
Thank you
For sure.
so much.
You're welcome.
Well, council member Jennifer Adams, Michael Martin, CEO of Tempe Tourism, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.